I'm starting to look more and more like Peter McKinnon these days with my drinking coffee in the intro of my video. I'm not Peter McKinnon, but I do enjoy coffee. Today it's all about making Dawless Techno rhythms on a TR909. Is that possible? I think so. That is today's video. Let's get into that right now. Hey, Analog Kitchen back in the house with yet another video, and thank you for checking it out. Now, if this is your first time here, do not hesitate to click subscribe, hit the notification bell, like and share because you help grow the channel, and that is cool. At least I like to think so. Also, this whole video is chopped up in segments, so if there's anything you think like, okay, dude, get to the point, just skip to where you wanna go and that. Boom! 909 subscribers. You know, when I started this YouTube channel, I didn't even think that was going to be possible. It took like forever. The Roland TR909 drum computer. Now, if there's one drum computer that you can stick to an era, it is that thing. Today I'm going to combine it with new school samples, and I will actually see if I can build some sort of a groove. And I understand not everyone out there has a 909 drum computer to work with, and it is something else entirely. Now that sound, it is such a specific sound. You'll hear a 909 drum computer instantly. Can you make it work in today's music when you're making, let's say, melodic techno or whatever you try and do? I said a few weeks back when we had 606 subscribers, pretty soon I'm going to do one on the 909 drum computer when we hit 909 subscribers, but everything seems to speed up. I'd like to welcome all you new subscribers to the channel. Cheers. Links to the equipment that I'm using is noted in the fold below, so when you see show more, click more and the page will open, and magically all the links to all the equipment that I'm using, or most of the gear that I'm using, some of it's vintage so you cannot find it, it's down there, so you can click the link and you can just see what it is that we're doing. Now the TR909 drum computer, it doesn't get more techno than that thing. Now today I'm going to jam it out. The thing I would like you to take away from this video is how you can actually combine an old school drum computer, how you will combine it with new school drums or sample drums. In my MPC Live I have drum kits that I sampled in there, also some of them by vintage drum computers, but some kicks are just like, you know, coming out of the sample packs, and I tweaked them a little bit and they're in the MPC Live. So how do you combine an old school drum computer on one side with some new school drums on the other side? Is that going to work? How do you layer the drums? How do you get everything to work together? That's how we're gonna do it. Let's head over to the live set and let's see if we can make it work. All right, so we're back at the live set once more. My clock is running. That means that something's happening. I've got something slightly different today. Because usually I'm got these complete tracks, but today I'm actually going to use the Dave Smith Tetra and the TB03, a kick drum coming from here, the clock coming from the multi-clock, and yeah, let's just start. This is what I have, to be honest. Turn up. I like this, the Dave Smith Tetra. This is just one of those machines. Listen to the texture of the sound, man. Now, the Dave Smith Tetra, as well as the Model D, as well as the Mini Tower, are getting routed through my Octatrack. So the Octatrack plays samples as well, and Octa meaning 8. It means that I've got like 8 tracks of audio that I can manipulate and 8 tracks of MIDI. For this example, I'm not using the MIDI part of the Octatrack, I'm only using the audio part of it. Now, the first 5 tracks on my Octatrack are just playback for samples. Tracks 6, 7, and 8 are through machines, which means this monophonic machine goes into one mono channel. That monophonic machine, this is the Mini Tower, by the way. This monophonic machine, the Model D, goes through channel 7, and my Dave Smith Tetra, as you can see, comes out of channel 8. Now the advantage is that if I don't have any reverb on those machines, I can actually use the Octatrack's reverb, like so. I've mapped the reverb to the crossfader here. This crossfader, you can assign it to multiple things. I'm mainly using the reverb because it's cool to add a little bit of a dramatic impact. Okay, now I've got a kick drum coming from the Akai, which I'm gonna stick underneath my techno chords that I've got here. Here we go. Let me suggest that if you're not using any high-end headphones or a sound system, it's probably not going to work. So if you want to get the gist of what I'm doing here, crank up the volume, play it loud, but play it on a good sound system. Now, the thing with this sound that you're hearing already is I'm not going to use the Model D4 bass today. I'm going to use the TB-03 because the TB-03's got glides on them. So all the sounds that it's playing, all the notes that it's playing is a little bit undetermined. It's a little bit like coming from everywhere, like so. And as you can hear, those two synthesizers are working together. Because if I use this, first of all, it's too loud. Second of all, there's no balance, right? So even when I think it is already dull, I'm still gonna lower the filter more, so that you have a suggestion of the glide. Now on the TB-03 and on the 303 as well, there are two waveforms, yeah? One is a shark fin, or a saw, and the other one is a square wave. Now the square wave is a little bit rounder. Listen to this. And I need a little bit more attack, so I'm going to go for the slightly more aggressive waveform here, which is switching it to the left. You hear what I mean? So, let me just park it here for now, yeah? Put the resonance a little bit down. The resonance at the moment is on 12 o'clock. And the cutoff frequency is like a quarter to, yeah? It's on quarter to whatever, yeah. Okay. And it's very percussive. So, if I'm playing longer notes, this percussive nature of the Dave Smith is going to go away from the bass line, so you're going to hear the bass line more. But if you want to have them gel together more, use short notes on a different synthesizer like this. And this will make sense if I'm entering my bass drum, like so. I think you're bobbing your head right now. That's what I'm thinking. At least I am. Okay, now adding the 909 drum computer. We're gonna now go back in time, see if we can add this classic machine into a modern day live set without EQing anything, because we need to figure out this sound, that sound, and now add it. Listen to the hi-hats. Unmistakably 909. And I love this machine. You don't have to EQ it. If you level everything correctly, you don't need any EQ. Listen to the aggression on the decay, the short high, the close. Take out a kick. Go for a different pattern. There we go. There's a hand clap there as well. Go back. Shorten the decay. Right cymbal. And go back again. Now on the Octatrack, obviously, I've got some samples hidden away. So you can intensify everything, have stuff coming in left and right. This is just what I call ear candy. It's there to hypnotize you, but it's not there to make a statement. that's the kick drum, that's the bass line, and obviously those are my hi-hats. Those are the things that you need to be dancing on. Different pattern here, right. So instantly the engine starts running because of the right cymbal on the place where the usually the open hi-hat is playing. Ding, 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 ding. I've tuned it in the key of the music, but we can go a little bit more dramatic, make it more techno. That's the key right there, and then I go to the world. See? That's a bit of music theory there. You don't need to do it, but it's cool if you can, you know? Open up. Okay, open up a little bit of the reverb on the slip. Man, what's not to like here, you know what I mean? Different pattern again, snare. And back to my hi-hats. Now by this time I'm thinking I want to change a little bit, yeah? So what I'm gonna do is switch the waveform on the TV. It's a little bit more bassy, as you can hear. Close this hi-hat a little bit more. Right cymbal. And back again. I'm just teasing. Go back to the different pattern. And now here we go. Now what I've done also is that the Octatrack serves different purposes here. The kicks coming from the MPC Live. I mean, the MPC Live is a machine I really enjoy it. Having said that though, everything that you see in this box is pretty much measured. I matched it in such a way that I don't have to over equalize stuff when I get to a club. You know, it's when you play records, they're already mixed. I did a video on how to sound like a DJ. A lot of people thought that was a bit controversial, but you have to understand that all the different elements, I'm not playing records, I am the record. So I need to make sure that my levels are in order. And if all different elements do different things that are uncontrollable to me, I'm going to sound like rubbish. And the whole power of it is that since I've got analog sound sources for the most part, there is an advantage that I can actually do on a sound system. I don't need to equalize it because my sound is rich in transients, which means rich in body, you know, it's there, it's like a good wine. You'll taste it, you'll know it instantly. Now, the Octatrack's output is amazing. This machine is unbelievable the way it sounds, and it serves multiple purposes. So channel 1 through 5, I can use samples or sound bites on it, and then track 6, 7 and 8 I have dedicated as a through machine. Now channel 6, the Moog Mini Tower is coming out of channel 6 here, going through the Octatrack and coming out. 7 is my Model D by Behringer, obviously going through, and then on 8, as you can hear, it is the see? So now my Tetra is also going through this machine, and smart as you are, you've already guessed it. This is a stereo output, well, the left and the right. This is a mono output, and this is a mono output. And there are 4 inputs on the Octatrack, so obviously input A is one, input B is one, and C and D are both dedicated to this. And in turn, if I need some reverb on this machine, I can map it, which is nice. There's a lot of stuff that you can do with the crossfader on the Octatrack. I've mapped it so that I'm opening up reverb so that I can make transitions in a different way, which is cool. Now, the MPC and the Octatrack are working together. I've linked them up so that if I do a program change here on a different pattern, instantly this one will switch as well. It sounds easier than it is, believe me. But going back to what I was talking about the choices that I made for this live set, the way I've set it up is that I opted to go with good sounding machines, not so much machines that are easy to use, because the SP16 by Pioneer is actually an easier machine to learn and to master than the Akai MPC Live. But I've tried it out and it just didn't gel. The sound just didn't work together with the Octatrack and with the Moogs and everything. And the thing is, once you start working with bass heavy or transient heavy synthesizers, you can add the best synthesizer in the world. If the sound just doesn't cut it, it's never ever going to work for you and you end up not using it. So this is put together meticulously and very carefully in order for me to just like add stuff into the room without you thinking, what the hell are you doing, dude? You know what I mean? So having said that, that's the way it works. Now, the 909 drum computer is a puzzle. It's a piece of the puzzle. It fits right into the rest of the transient. So always have room to add one external machine so that this is not like the be all and end all, you know what I mean? I mean, I like to bring a 909 drum computer. At the same time, I like to bring an SH101 or something else, or I like to add my modular. There needs to be room for that. So the synths live in their own small frequency world, but still there's room to add more stuff to it. Now, if you've got any questions or this inspired you at all, or you are trying to contemplate to come up with a live set yourself, don't hesitate to leave me a comment in the section below. This is my way of doing things. I'm also curious to find out how you think on doing things, and well, don't be a stranger. And yeah, I guess that's that. Did you like that? I liked it. I really enjoyed myself. The TR909 drum computer is one of those iconic pieces of gear. You know, I own an original one, and then my tech, I keep talking about him, his name is Wijnand. He opened it up and he cleaned everything out and he resoldered a lot of stuff and put a new power supply in it, and so it sounds different. You know, there's a few things that if you buy a second-hand 909 and they really didn't work it well, you know, or they didn't treat the thing good, then there's a few things you need to do with it in order for it to work. Now, again, I'll tell you, if you haven't subscribed, please do so. I will upload videos weekly, and thanks for the support I'm getting. I really like that you guys are into it. As well as links to the equipment is a note in the file below, as I said before. Is there anything else? Let me think. No, I guess I'll see you next week in another video. Peace!